7.4 million Americans were displaced from jobs over a 3-year period. Most long-tenured workers eventually found work again. But here's the part that changes the story. Among a comparable group who returned to full-time wage and salary jobs, only about half were earning as much or more than before. So getting another job did not necessarily mean getting your old financial life back. And if you were over 55, the numbers got noticeably worse. We'll get to that in a minute. And before we're done, I'll also walk through what to check if your own job disappears, especially before you tap retirement savings, pay for retraining, or jump at the first offer. So first, what does 7.4 million actually mean? According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 7.4 million Americans aged 20 and older were displaced from jobs from January 2023 through December 2025. This was not 7.4 million people being laid off at once, and it is not a count of every firing or resignation. These were workers whose plant or company closed or moved, whose employer lacked enough work, or whose position or shift was abolished. About 3.3 million had been with the employer for at least 3 years. BLS calls them long-tenured displaced workers. Current weekly unemployment claims also remain relatively low, so this is not evidence of a sudden 7.4 million person layoff wave. It is a 3-year look at what happened when established jobs disappeared. And long tenure matters because a job is often more than a paycheck. Imagine spending 12 years with one employer. Over that time, your pay may have risen. You may have built up vacation time, a retirement match, affordable health coverage, and a routine your household depends on. And the job disappears. The next employer may offer less pay, weaker benefits, or a longer commute. On paper, that worker is employed again, but the financial life that grew around the old job may be gone. By January 2026, 66.1% of long-tenured displaced workers were employed again. That sounds encouraging, but among a comparable group who lost full-time wage and salary jobs and later returned to full-time wage and salary work, only about 49% were earning as much or more than before. Think about a worker who was making $70,000. A 20% pay cut means $14,000 less in gross income every year. The mortgage does not fall by 20%. Groceries do not fall by 20%. Insurance, car payments, and utilities keep coming. That person has a job again, but the household may still be cutting retirement contributions, rebuilding savings, delaying purchases, or taking on debt. And this is where the unemployment rate can hide part of the story. Two people can both show up as employed. One found a better job and got a raise. The other searched for months and finally accepted a job paying 25% less. Same employment status, but completely different financial outcome. Now, imagine being 59 when that happens. Among long-tenure displaced workers ages 25 through 54, 72.9% were reemployed by January 2026. For ages 55 through 64, the rate fell to 57.3%. For workers 65 and older, it was just 38.6%. The survey does not prove displacement forced people to retire, but it does show older workers had a much harder time getting back into employment. Picture a 59-year-old office manager expecting 6 more strong earning years before retirement. Months after losing her job, she finds another position, but it pays less and the retirement match is weaker. She's working again, but valuable saving time is gone. And the closer someone is to retirement, the harder it becomes for time to repair the damage. So then, why were these jobs disappearing? The largest category was positions or shifts being abolished at 44.4%. Another 32.6% were displaced because a plant or company closed or moved, while 22.9% lost work because there was not enough work. And one important warning, this report does not say artificial intelligence eliminated 7.4 million jobs. It does not identify the technology behind every lost position, so we should not make that leap. About 45% of long-tenured displaced workers received written advance notice. You might expect those workers to have a much easier time finding the next job. But within the reasons for displacement studied by BLS, reemployment rates were not statistically different between workers who received written notice and those who did not. That is worth thinking about. Notice can give someone time to update a resume, cut expenses, and start applying. But notice cannot create a suitable job nearby. And that leads to the bigger problem hiding underneath these numbers. The jobs being created may not look anything like the jobs being lost. Manufacturing had the largest clearly identified industry group, with 642,000 long-tenured workers displaced. Looking forward, BLS projects about 5.9 million additional jobs from 2025 through 2035. More than 2.2 million are projected in private healthcare and social assistance, while office and administrative support occupations are projected to lose about 752,100 jobs. Those are projections, not guarantees. But look at what that could mean for an individual worker. An eliminated office job and a new healthcare job may balance each other in the national total. But the administrative worker who lost a job does not automatically become a nurse or medical technician. A manufacturing employee with 20 years of plant experience does not automatically become a data scientist because somewhere else in America a data science position opened. Skills matter. Licensing matters. Location matters. Family responsibilities matter. And pay matters. At the national level, one growing industry can offset another shrinking industry. At the kitchen table, a family still needs a paycheck. That is why asking whether America is creating jobs only tells us part of the story. The current administration has emphasized apprenticeships, skilled trades, shorter credentials, and workforce training. Those paths can help when training is tied to real local demand. But a credential by itself is not a guarantee. Before paying for a program, look at actual openings near you. What do employers ask for? What is the starting pay? Do you need a license? How long will training take? And are those jobs actually available where you live? So train for a specific gap, not just because someone says a field is growing. So then, what should you actually do if this happens to you? First, separate the employment emergency from the career decision. Confirm your final paycheck when employer health coverage ends and any severance terms. Check your state's unemployment instructions promptly. Then list the cash you can access, the bills that absolutely must be paid, and expenses that can temporarily pause. The goal is to buy yourself decision time. Second, be careful with retirement money. A retirement account can look like an easy bridge when income suddenly stops, but withdrawals may reduce future growth and can create taxes or penalties depending on your situation. Before touching that money, compare your options and understand the consequences. A temporary income gap should not become a permanent retirement setback if another workable bridge exists. Third, compare a new job by more than salary. Look at health premiums, deductibles, retirement matches, paid leave, commuting costs, hours, and stability. A job paying almost the same salary can still leave you worse off if the benefits are weaker. And a slightly lower salary might actually work better if the health coverage, retirement benefits, commute, or long-term opportunity are stronger. Finally, translate your experience into skills another employer can recognize. Do not just list your old title. Write down the systems you used, equipment you operated, customers you served, problems you solved, teams you managed, and results you produced. That gives you something portable when the old job itself is gone. The biggest lesson in these numbers is not simply that 7.4 million Americans were displaced from jobs. It is that getting another job did not necessarily put people back where they started. A new job may restore a paycheck. It does not always restore the financial life that was built around the old one.